Hey guys, I am about to tell you the craziest road trip I have ever gone on in my whole life. And I will definitely explain the title of this video later on in the story, so stay tuned. So, me and my friend decided to hire a car for Saturday, and obviously, we didn't really know where we were going to go. We just kind of made a brief plan that we were going to go road tripping, but we'd figure out the details on the day. So, when it came to the day, we decided to drive up to Port Douglas. So we'd be driving from Cairns to Port Douglas, which is basically on the way you see like Daintree Forest, which is meant to be like either the oldest forest in the world or just a very ancient forest. So of course it's going to be very cool. Anyway, so we actually had another friend say, "Oh, like why don't you guys go camping?" And we looked at each other like, "We don't have a tent." And they were like, "We'll give you a tent." And we were like, "Sure, why not?" So I feel like I got so lucky because my friend gave me a tent and they gave me like a refrigerator box. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, we can literally buy food, we can buy drinks, we can buy ice and make it like all cold. And we can have like a cold drink and look at the stars. So we basically decided and we was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go camping. So I literally took like 15 minutes to get everything I needed, all my supplies, any like emergency stuff we might need. And we hit the road. So we started driving to Port Douglas and it was actually really beautiful. It was only until we hit this highway, which is like, I don't even know the name, but I'll probably put it up here once I find it. We literally had to stay on this road for like 100 and something kilometers. And I was like, this is crazy. So we literally drove from Cairns to Port Douglas. And then we went from Port Douglas to a place called Cooktown because apparently you can camp there and it's meant to be really nice, but it's quite far. It's like total of 4 hours from Cairns, like where I live. So we started driving and everything, and it was just so beautiful. But obviously, it was already getting like evening time, so we knew that by the time we get to Cooktown, it was going to be dark. And I know it sounds crazy. I'm going camping. By the way, this is like my first time camping. So I went camping for the first time in my life in Australia and built the tent in the dark. So fun. I can't lie, it was just so fun. It sounds like it would have been a disaster, but it was the best time ever. Like, literally the best time ever. But let me go back to that highway that I was talking about. Tell me why I'm driving, and all of a sudden, a kangaroo just like across the road a few like meters ahead. So obviously, I didn't actually have to brake because it was just so in the distance. But after that happened, I just quickly like glanced at my friend. I was like, oh my god, we actually just saw a jumping kangaroo. And then we was just driving and driving, and it was getting darker and darker and darker to the point where you have to use high beams. So I put my high beams on, and there was no other car on the road. And we hadn't seen a car in like 30 minutes. Then it was becoming 45 minutes that we didn't see another car. An hour went by, and to be honest, we did see cars coming back into Cairns, but we never saw anyone else. Like for a good hour and a half going this way. We was going off the grid. Like literally there was no signal on our phones. We barely made it with maps. We just had to follow the sign to Cooktown. At one point the maps turned off. The music wasn't working. Thank God for Spotify downloaded music because that saved us. And yeah, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I don't know which came first. Was it the burning tree or the cow in the middle of the road that almost ran over? Let's talk about the tree. We was driving and it's dark. All of a sudden, to the left, I just see this orange thing in the distance. So obviously we're getting closer because we're driving now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the tree's on fire. And then we have to like, I was just stop that car. I was like, emergency stop right now. And there's no one on the road to be fair, so it was safe. But I was like, what's going on here? So I reverse. And then my friend is like, and I'm like, and we're like, oh my God. So we call 000, which is like the number of help in Australia. The tree is on fire. And I'm thinking, we need to call someone right now before the whole thing is on fire and it's not good at all. By the way, I am like so excited telling this story, not about the burning tree, but like the whole experience in general. I actually just came back today, so I'm just feeling buzzed. So I'm not saying I'm excited about the tree burning, just to make that very clear. I am just excited in general because that was the best road trip ever. Anyway, back to the story. So the tree's on fire. We're calling 000. And guess what? Does our phone have signal? Of course it doesn't, because we're in the middle of nowhere. There's literally just trees and dust and like dirt roads and like birds and kangaroos on the road and cows on the road and the occasional frog on the road. Oh, and don't even get me started when we saw a dingo. That was crazy. We actually saw a dingo. Anyway, back to the story of the tree. So we're calling 000, and of course the call is not going through. But in my mind, I'm like, well, if I just say that we need help, maybe they can still hear us. So I'm there like, hey, like we're okay, but like there's a tree on fire, and we're on this road, and like I don't know what to do. I can't get out of the car because it looks like it's far into the distance. I've seen a dingo in the back, and those dogs are like wild dogs. They're aggressive. I've seen cows, I've seen kangaroos. We're two girls in the middle of like nowhere. No way am I getting out of this car. Like, safety first. So we was like, okay, as soon as we get to the town, let's just like let anyone know. So anyway, we're driving on and we're like just so shocked. Like, I can't believe I just saw a fire in Australia. I'm like, what's going on? And then, yeah, we see a cow. We were just driving and all of a sudden a cow goes like this. Moo. Like, I was just like, what craziness is going on in here? What was funny is that we barely saw any signs for warning there's cows on the road. Like, we saw loads of kangaroo signs, which I'll insert some cute pictures here. But yeah, the whole trip was just so beautiful. But like the colors as the sunset was setting, like it was just so beautiful. And then we saw dingoes. Like that was so crazy because dingoes are meant to be like very, very, very aggressive dogs that live in the wild. So just do not touch them. And they're all over Fraser Island, which is actually somewhere I want to go. And then yeah, we got to the camping site and everything just looked so spooky, like so dark, so unknown, like literally so unknown. And there's like just cars and just different people chilling, but like it was all very quiet as well. So we just decided to find a spot for us, and then obviously we know we need to pay potentially. So as soon as we park, this guy just appears out of nowhere, and I'm like, and then he goes, "Oh, you guys need to pay to be here." And we're like, "Yeah, like we want to pay, like we want to camp here." So we're just talking to him about that. And then I was like, but who do we pay to? And he goes, me. I'm the camping manager. And I was like, okay, of course. So then we follow him to his office, like the building. And it's so lovely in there. I wish I took pictures, but it just looks so pretty. Like so many nice decorations, so many like tourist information. Like it was, as soon as I went in there, I felt way more relaxed. And then, what happened after that? And then I was like to him, I asked him the most silliest, obvious question. I was like to him, is there snakes here? He looks at me and he's like, girl, you're in far north Queensland. Of course there's snakes. And I was like, oh my God. So then he goes, just whatever you do, just always close the tent zips. Like you'll be okay. Just close the zip. So I was like, okay. So yeah. So we turned the car beam lights on. Obviously, we pointed it in a direction where it wasn't at anyone's face. And then we just set up the tent, and it was just the easiest tent to set up. Like usually, well, not even usually because I've never set up tents before and I've never camped before. But I was expecting it to be a harder experience, and it was actually really, really easy. Literally sat in the tent and had some lunch, and that was amazing. And then I just struggled to sleep because I was so excited and so like buzzed, and the adrenaline of the whole experience, slightly scared as well. Because guess what? There was dingoes running around that campsite as well. We were like, okay, just chill. Like, so long as they don't come too close to us, we'll be fine. And also, we're thinking like, there's other people here. There must be children. Like, if it's that close by, then surely it must be safe, right? And then in the morning, 5 a.m. just came so quickly. We had to head back because we had to rent the car and basically bring it back by a certain time. So we decided to make our way, and we went to pump gas, and yeah, I just felt like I was in a whole new world. Like that moment really hit me that I'm like in Australia, like I'm just in this whole new town. Just crazy stuff has happened. Like just the spontaneity of like waking up on a Saturday morning, knowing you're gonna rent a car, but you have no idea how the day's gonna go or what you're gonna do. So that was really cool. But it just got better because as we started driving onto that main road where we saw the cows, where we saw the dingo, where we saw the kangaroos, we also started to notice obviously the sun is rising. So everything that we didn't get to see where the sun was down, we actually started to see because the sun was rising. So it was just the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my whole life. Like there was fog, and then there was just like orangey floor. Like it was just so beautiful, and I just felt like I was in like a really spooky show. Like the mist, the trees, the road. It just felt like I was in like the Vampire Diaries or Twilight or something. Like just I loved it. I think the craziest thing is that the best things in life come kind of unexpected, and also I feel like the challenges that appeared during this whole road trip were so interesting. Like, and the reason why I named it this is because we was literally like there was this one time where we almost hit a cow, and thank God that did not happen. um but like we was like in the distance, like in the bush in the distance, um and this is like it was like when it was getting dark, but not that dark. But no, was it dark? No, it was already dark. It was already dark, sorry. So in the distance, but not so far in the distance because the light only gave like a certain amount of distance. On the left, we saw a cow, and we were both like, oh, there's a cow. As soon as we said that, we turned to the right, and there's just a fat cow, like a big cow, just there. And then the way I had to just dodge that cow was crazy. But obviously, everything we did, like the way I was driving, was all safe. But we was looking at the wrong cow because we was looking there when we should be looking there. But anyway, this whole experience was amazing, 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 and I'm so grateful. So yes, this is what I mean. Like, watch this previous video about doing things by yourself, so then you can find people that you can go on like excursions or do things with. Because I feel like if I didn't have the confidence to do things by myself initially, probably wouldn't have the confidence to do these things with my friend. But anyway, I am so tired because I literally drove back today. So in the whole of the whole day today and yesterday, I probably drove a total of like between 9 and 10 hours, and I am so tired. So I'm gonna end this video here, but I want to welcome all the new faces, and I want to say thank you so much for all the new subscribers, all the support, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. It's just amazing to have you guys' support, and I want to carry on sharing my adventures in Australia, and yeah, I want to take you guys with me. So yes, thank you so much, and I wish you guys the best day or the best night.